All right, hey, shalom, shalom. First and foremost, giving all honor, praises, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Ruach HaKodash. Double honors to the apostles and the elders of Great Millstone. And peace, love, salutations, and blessings to the Lord's elect. It's the brother Yeshaya, part of Men of Valor, South Carolina. This lesson right here is going to be about a topic that is currently going on, and that is a situation, rather, where the president-elect Donald Trump is threatening the BRICS nations with tariffs. Now, tariffs of taxes. Uh, it's the MOTB. Nah, but tariffs are basically taxes on imported goods. Um, I mean, as the article is going to tell you, but this is following prophecy, and the reason why these nations are going to hate the whore, and what they're going to do is going to burn her with fire. That's the end result of Babylon the Great, for all the mistreatment, for all the usury, for all of the wickedness that they've been doing, not only to the Israelites, the Blacks, Latinos, and Native Americans, but to all these other nations, man. Okay, when the wicked is in rule, the people mourn, but when the righteous is in rule, the people rejoice. Okay, and right now the wicked is in rule. So without further ado, let's read this article. This is from U.S. Today. What are the BRICS nations? Why did Donald Trump threaten them with tariffs? What to know? All right. President-elect Donald Trump continues to threaten to use tariffs against foreign nations, this time toward a bloc of 9 countries, if they try to undermine the dollar's global dominance. In a post Saturday afternoon on Truth Social, Trump called out the so-called BRIC alliance, which consists of Brazil, Russia, India, China, South Africa, Egypt, Ethiopia, Iran, and the United Arab Emirates. He threatened to impose 100% tariffs and block their goods from entering the U.S. economy. Okay, the idea that the BRICS countries are trying to move away from the dollar while we stand by and watch is over, Trump said. So, man, this dollar is already out of. It's already out of here. Okay, once they took the backing of the physical silver and gold, and it basically it took all um, so-called meaning or so-called or value from the U.S. dollar. So the dollar really isn't worth anything right now. It's not worth the paper that it's printed on, the digits that's in the system, binary code, whatever. Okay, and these countries know, these countries are getting hip to it, and they're saying no more. All right, and they're trying to get rid of this dollar, which the high level elites already had a plan to get rid of the dollar. Okay, because the dollar is standing in their way of them executing their enterprise. All right, which is the NWO. All right, which is culminated by the MOTB. All right. We require a commitment from these countries that will neither create a new BRICS currency nor back any other currency replace the mighty. See, look how proud they are, man. The mighty U.S. dollar, or they will face 100% tariffs and should expect to say goodbye to selling into the wonderful U.S. economy. So, man, these countries don't give a damn about America, man. These are empty threats. BRICS stands for Brazil, Russia, India, China, and South Africa, who are the original members of the intergovernmental organization that first aimed to highlight international investment strategies. In 2012, for example, the group invested 7.5 billion dollars toward the International Monetary Fund to boost its lending power. But in recent years, BRICS has expanded to include other nations, roughly 3,000 from foreign countries such as Turkey, Azerbaijan, and Malaysia have applied to join the bloc as it looks to reduce dependency on the U.S. dollar. All right. The U.S. dollar remains the world's most used currency in terms of global business after overtaking the British pound at the end of World War III. All right. Now, me too, Slovakia. And these countries think they're up next. Okay. Whoever wins the so-called Third World War is going to be the dominant nation that's going to basically rule the earth. But we know that when Yahushua comes back in the midst of World War III, that everything is going to be his. So, and it's going to be a kingdom that ruleth in righteousness. All right, not this current kingdom, right? Uh, let's see. Dollar's global dominance being challenged. Still, BRIC alliance leaders assert they and developing nations are tired of America's dominance. So there you go. All right. In 2023, some of the members started using the Chinese yuan and the Russian ruble in its trading. Brazilian President Luiz Inácio Lula da Silva, for example, wanted to create a common currency in South America similar to the euro, used by the European Union to reduce reliance on the dollar. Earlier this year, Russian President Vladimir Putin hosted a summit with 20 world leaders urging them to ditch the dollar as well. BRICS growing share of the world GDP and its stated intent to trade in other countries, what experts call de-dollarization, didn't come up much during the 2024 presidential campaign, but it was raised Trump's ire since winning. The president-elect said on Saturday there is no chance the bloc will replace the U.S. dollar in terms of global trade, and that any foreign country should wave goodbye to America if it tries to do so. And that's what they're gonna do, man. They're going to wave goodbye via thermonuclear missiles, man. Okay, so hey, just Nero, being the cult of personality and basically carrying out the agenda of the elites, man. Okay, we see right through it. All right. So without further ado, let's get into the scriptures. This is the book of Joel, chapter 3 and verse 9. Proclaim ye this among the Gentiles, prepare war, wake up the mighty men, let all the men of war draw near, let them come up. Beat your plowshares into swords and your pruning hooks into spears. Let the weak say, I am strong. So these so-called once weaker nations, because America is the so-called dominant nation, okay, on the planet, these so-called lesser nations are standing up, all right, and saying, hey, we're not we're ditching the U.S. dollar, okay, we're making our own currency, all right, we're gonna these other nations are falling under the umbrella of Russia and China, okay, and ultimately for America's demise, okay, Jeremiah 50 and 23. Yep, 52. A sound of battle is in the land and of great destruction. How is the hammer of the whole earth cut asunder and broken? How is Babylon become a desolation among the nations? So there you go. All right, it's going to be an amazing feat to, the other nations when this dollar and when America, is totally destroyed, totally taken off the face of the planet. But we're going to rejoice, and we know that Yahweh Shem Yahushua did well on his word, on his promise, because it is in the book, it is in the scripture that America, Babylon the Great, will be totally destroyed by thermonuclear missile fire, okay, and the angels and the chariots. All right, so verse 24, I've laid a snare for thee, and thou art also taken, O Babylon, and thou wast not aware. Thou art found and also caught, because thou hast striven against the Lord Yahweh. So there you go. All right. You were striven and caught because y'all because you have fought against the Lord. Okay. Touched the apple of his eye. Okay. The so-called blacks, Latinos, and Native Americans, which are you Israelites. Okay. So, America has a lot of blood to pay for, which that debt is too much, because hey, the Lord said that you can cleanse the land for shedding blood by shedding blood, but the amount of bloodshed that's going to be shed over here is still not enough to cleanse this land. That's why it's ultimately going to be inhabitable, okay, with desert creatures, all right, and it's just going to be a big desert, okay. It's basically a big altar that the Lord is going to get his sacrifice, man, all right. Ezekiel 38:1, and the word of the Lord Yahweh came unto me, saying, Son of man, set thy face against Gog, the land of Magog, the chief prince of Meshech and Tubal, and prophesy against him. And say, thus saith the Lord Yahweh, behold, I am against thee, O Gog, the chief prince of Meshech and Tubal. I will turn thee back and put hooks into thy jaws, and I will bring thee forth, and all thine army, horses and horsemen, all of them clothed with all sorts of armor, even a great company with bucklers and shields, all of them handling swords. Okay, so the Lord is putting back that spirit of the USSR that Russia had, in the Cold War and the World War, one of the world wars. Okay, and he's putting it back. Okay, and that's gonna include annexing or taking back the Ukraine, which America is standing in the way of that happening. All right, which is gonna have terrible implications. All right. Persia, Ethiopia, and Libya with them, all of them with shield and helmet. Gomer and all his bands, the house of Togarmah of the north quarters, and all his bands, and many people with thee. Be thou prepared, and for thyself thou and all thy company that are assembled unto thee, and be thou a guard unto them. So Russia and China, these bigger nations, they're going to be a guard to all of the other nations that decide to ally with them. Okay, and pretty much they're ultimately going to come together to do what? Revelation 17 and 16. And the 10 horns which thou sawest upon the beast, these shall hate the whore and shall make her desolate and naked, and shall eat her flesh and burn her with fire. So the NATO nations, the EU nations, they're going to have a say so in, well, they're going to have a hand in, sending their thermonuclear missiles over here, man. All right, and Russia is not part of NATO or the EU. The NATO and the EU was actually enacted to combat the Russian forces, the USSR. So they're not a part. I just wanted to make that clear. But the rest of these nations, they are going to come together and they're going to burn this whore with fire. All right. Got a couple more. This is the book of Daniel, chapter 7 and verse 20. And it reads, and the 10 horns that were in the head and of the other which came up, and before whom 3 fell. Okay. So that'll be the 3 that fell. That would be Great Britain, Spain, and I forget one. The French. Even of that horn that had eyes and a mouth that spake very great things, whose look was more stout than his fellows. All right. And I beheld, and the same horn made war with the saints and prevailed against them. Okay. Until the Ancient of Days came, and judgment was given to the saints of the Most High. And the time came that the saints possessed the kingdom. So, hey, this is talking about America, that horn, okay, speaking a mouth that had, that spoke very great things, okay. They will reign forever. They would do this, all kind of stuff, man. Whose look was more stout than their fellows, okay? So let's read that in the NLT. I also asked about the 10 horns on the fourth beast's head, and the little horn that came up afterward and destroyed 3 of the other horns. This horn had seemed greater than the others, and it had been human eyes and a mouth that was boasting arrogantly. So, Nero saying that everybody's going to have to get down with the dollar or else. That is a form of what? Being proud as hell. Okay. But the Lord is going to, destroy this place, man. Okay. All the pride is going to cease. All right. And they're going to, be, it's going to get blown to smithereens, man, for lack of better words. This is the last one. This is Isaiah 14 and 14. I will descend above the heights of the clouds. I will be like the Most High. This is Esau talking. Yet thou shalt be brought down to hell and the sides of the pit. They that see thee shall narrowly look upon thee and consider thee, saying, is this the man that made the earth to tremble, that did shake kingdoms, that made the world as a wilderness and destroyed the cities thereof, that opened not the house of his prisoners? All of the kings of the nations, even all of them lie in glory, every one in his own house. So, hey, at the end, all right, the Lord is going to basically these after Babylon gets touched, all right, that virgin daughter of Babylon, that whore, all right, she gets touched finally. All right, these nations are gonna be in amazement, like, oh, this is the great kingdom Babylon the Great. All right, hey, has it been made to be low like us? All right, and yeah, man, it's gonna the Lord is gonna destroy this place, man, and it's gonna be a sore destruction, man. It's gonna be, oh man, it's gonna be one for the ages. All right, one that is going to trump the first Exodus, right? This is the book of Jeremiah, chapter 16 and 14. Therefore, behold, the days come, saith the Lord, that it shall be no more, saith the Lord Yahweh liveth, that brought up the children of Israel out of the land of Egypt. But the Lord Yahweh liveth, that brought up the children of Israel from the land of the north, and from all the lands whither he had driven them, and I will bring them again into their land that I gave unto their fathers. So there's going to be so momentous of a moment that the current Passover that we still celebrate and that we still hold as a perpetual covenant from the Lord, okay, is going to actually change. And when we still have those, Those high holy days set up in the kingdom to where we have to visit, Israel, okay, 3 times. It might be more. You never know. After this this grand finale, right? But yeah, it's gonna trump that, and we're gonna instead of it instead of us celebrating the exodus out of Egypt, we will be celebrating the exodus out of Babylon the Great, aka America, the land of the North. So, Lord willing, I was edifying. I'm ending with that. I want to give all honor, praises, and glory to Yahweh, by Hashem, Yahweh Shai, by Hashem, Ruach Double honors to the apostles and the elders of Great Millstone. And peace, love, salutations, blessings to the Lord's elect. Until next time, Shalom.